Quad is better than BFA. Yo, relax, bro. Like, stop. I don't know who that is. Thanks for 10. I appreciate that.
My name is Tony Swanton. I'm a blacksmith. I make suits of armor and swords. My business is making weapons.
Seems
for
like Gorehowl
movies,
would be
video
really
games,
fucking heavy.
television shows, commercials. Blizzard Entertainment approached me to make an axe called Gorehowl.
So this is the Gorehowl. These are some really cool 3D renderings that show it in detail. This weapon is steeped in lore from Warcraft 3, and this is the guy who wields it. This is this crazy orc from Hellstream.
We will never be slaves!
He actually uses this blade and plunges it right into the head of Manaroth, which basically kills this demon. And,
honestly, I think this could have been the best cinematic.
Very cool.
This weapon actually got its name because of the sound it makes when it swings through the air.
Yeah,
You know, it's orc through and through. Yeah. Imagine orcs have these big, massive hands, right? And
that was so good.
Looking at this, I'm not going to make it solid. The scale of what we're talking about for your build here would make it 100 pounds just for this portion.
Okay.
This is going to be a really fun build.
Fantastic, man.
Great.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That's heavy as fuck.
This is a rendering that I'm going to use as the basis for making this.
The man hits.
We transferred the pattern of the sides of the blade onto a piece of 1/8-inch hot-rolled steel plate. And then I will have Brian take the plasma cutter and cut out the shape of the steel. Plasma cutter will strike an arc onto the metal, and high
I wonder what would
pressure
happen
stream
if you
of
put
air
that
will
on
come
your
through,
hand.
vaporizing the metal.
You probably wouldn't have a hand.
And then I take it over to the belt grinder.
Yeah, bad
and
time.
use the 36 grit belt and grind
I
off
wouldn't
all
do that.
of the slag. Grind it directly to the profile line. This is the outside cutting edge. To make the cutting edge of the blade, I'm actually taking 3/16 1075 hard carbon steel.
I like axes better than swords. They're more
Take
dangerous.
it out at a red heat, probably about 15 to 1800 degrees.
Mostly for the
bring
user.
it over to the pneumatic forging hammer and start bending it in half. Just fold it in two, flatten it completely down.
Oh, like a samurai
And
sword.
I made a specific tool that fits in my fly press that I'll wedge it open so it looks like it's an inch thick steel when it's only 3/16. The cutting edge has been the main challenge.
Baited.
I spent about 6 hours forming a cutting edge, and when I went to split it open, it literally split open. And you'll hear that little tink, which means that you develop a crack and that everything's just junk on the floor. This is
So he's
it
pissed.
ripped and folded in. It thinned down too much, and
They had to bleep it out, dude.
it ripped. So
Oh,
this
come
is
on.
what we
What'd they
refer
bleep?
to
What'd
in
they
the
bleep?
business
He
as
said this is
catastrophic
fucked.
failure. So I'm just going
I
to
mean,
make another
obviously
one
he said this is
that
fucked.
meets my quality standards. So I'm going to sacrifice this paper pattern to make my oak handle here. This is a chunk about 2 inches thick of red oak. Took the original photocopy and glued it directly onto the workpiece. The overall length of the axe
this is
is
Blizzard
just under
standard.
4 feet. So take it to the bandsaw, cut it out.
All Blizzard standard.
And then shaped it on the coarse belt on the belt grinder.
Wow. Brom
My
beats
wife, Karen,
Cenarius'
is a great
ass.
sculptor. Karen will be
with,
working on the
with this axe, I'm
decorative
pretty sure.
cast bronze skull on
Think
the
about that in
top,
Demigod.
and also the butt cap or the skull crusher on the bottom. And she can sculpt the pieces in a Chabant oil-based clay and mold them in RTV silicone, and then plaster jacketed mold. We don't want to have a solid casting because the piece would weigh 60, 70 pounds for the block. So we pour the wax in there, allow it to cool around the edges, and then we transfer that wax into
Been
a
used
can.
for
Then we put the can
5,700
inside of a
years.
burnout oven and melt the
That's
wax
almost
out
as
of there,
old as the
leaving
Earth.
cavity. We bring it out of the burnout oven at about 900 degrees, melt the bronze up to about 1,800 degrees in a melting furnace, and pour the molten bronze into the flask, and then quench it in water,
Because it's almost 6,000. That's why I said that.
revealing the solid bronze casting. And miraculously, you have a skull and a big mace butt cap kind of shows up.
Wow.
The back of the axe is cut out of 3/16 hot rolled steel. And then the top of the axe is just out of 1/8" hot rolled steel. And then it gets welded all the way around. The spikes that I'll forge out onto the power hammer from chromoly after heating them in the forge and then drawing it to a taper, making
that shit would scare the fuck out of me being next to that.
Hammering it over the horn of
Just
the
like to know if you put your hand in there, just crush your hand.
Spikes, I'll chop them to length with the abrasive chop saw.
Their hearts were sealed onto the blade.
And
Oh,
the
that's
spikes
right.
Be plug welded to the back.
I forgot about that.
So I made the cutting edge.
So that like
heat-treated
magical properties.
Tempered it. All right, cool. And welded it. Now razor sharpened it.
Okay.
So I'm happy with this. This can go out. I still need to attach the skull from the inside.
Gorehowl was forged 3 generations before he
base
inherited
leather
it.
over the top, and then in turn cover that with strips of crisscross leather.
I didn't fucking know that.
And then at the bottom of the
I should look up more
leather-wrapped
war
handle
stuff.
is a copper
That'd be a
and
good idea to do
nickel-plated
like one
butt
day.
cap or
Do like
the
a
butt
war
spike.
stream.
We're on the final stretch here. Couple all-nighters, totally worth the effort. So when they come out from Blizzard, I want to see their reaction.
How you doing,
Are you ready?
Yeah, good. Oh, God, yes.
All right, well, under our orcish fur kind of presentation.
Awesome. I'm ready.
Wait for it.
Let's see it.
Check
Here we go.
this out.
Oh, my God. Holy cow. Look at the detail in this thing.
That's good, dude. That is good. Too small? No, the Gorehowl wasn't really that
big. This
big.
thing in action. Let's go break some stuff.
Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, wow. Oh, it's a target dummy, of course. It doesn't really feel like as dangerous because it's a piñata, you know? With confetti in it. They just had to have the yell, dude. They had
It was alright.
Yeah, it was alright.